The city of Salisbury, so called because of its proximity to Salisbury Plain, is England's fourth oldest cathedral city, even after all this time. Unusually for a city, it's a bustling market town, with the River Test gliding through it so lazily that if you had a wildly imperfect grasp of how rivers worked, you might think it had nowhere else to go. Walking along the high street with your back to the cathedral's spire, which isn't all that easy to do because the cathedral's parallel to the high street, so you end up walking sort of sideways along the pavement. You turn right into Pitton Street, and here, just around the corner and overlooking a delivery van of some kind, is the imposing and handsome red brick building.
Get yourself a cup of tea.
Thank you very much. The imposing and handsome red brick frontage of the Georgian Hotel.
Hello.
Hello.
Excuse me, but it is you, isn't it?
Well, I suppose that really depends on who you think I am.
Does it?
Yes.
Well, God, that's fantastically deep.
Well, not really.
I mean,
no.
personally speaking, I'm just me all the time, really.
You must be Tom Oakeshott.
Yes. God, that's pretty deep as well.
Hello, it's...
Oh, concise as hell, though. Very good.
Yes, it's Roy Mallard.
Oh, well, that's brilliant, because that's who I thought you were.
Good.
That'll cut out a lot of the tricky stuff.
Will it? Yes. When Tom Oakeshott was appointed deputy manager of the Georgian Hotel 18 months ago at the age of 32, no one was more surprised than him, although since then that's changed. Born the eldest of three brothers, though at the time, of course, nobody knew that, he was sent away to school at Bryanston in Dorset on the assumption that if he stayed there long enough and applied himself keenly, he would eventually emerge. Despite family disappointment, Tom himself was philosophical when he didn't get into Cambridge like his two younger brothers had before him. He decided instead to accept an offer of a place anywhere else, doing anything. So when Lowestoft Polytechnic offered him a place on their integrated business studies, classical mythology and film theory course, it was exactly what he'd been looking for.
Yeah, so this is it?
It's a lovely building, isn't it? I can see now why it's called the Georgian Hotel.
Ah, what, because it's a hotel? Yeah, that was my idea. It used to be called the Georgian House Hotel, which was just hopelessly confusing as a slogan.
Was it?
Part of my course at Lowestoft was marketing, you see, which is actually pretty interesting when you get into it. And the first thing you learn when it comes to things like words is simple is best, less is better.
Gosh, yes, that's... So when exactly...
It's a university now, actually, with radio adverts and everything.
Really? So do you know exactly when was the hotel built?
Oh, it's fantastically old, you know,
Is it?
Victorian or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got the date somewhere on the wall here, which is, a neat idea, I always think. Now, where is it? It's here somewhere. I think it's... There we are. It was built in 154. Now, that's seriously old, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're sure that's the age and not something like, oh, I don't know, should we say the street number, for instance?
Oh, most definitely, yes. No, the street number is 1764, because I put it on all the letter headings and so on.
Have
see?
you? Yes.
Anyway, shall we go in?
Yes, I'd love to, yes.
I'll get Terence, he's our day porter, to
Yes.
take your, sort of...
It's a hold-all.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, no one else will see it.
Right. What do you mean?
Oh, in fact, there's Terence just in the lobby there, staring out at you.
Yes. Oh, what a lovely revolving door. That must have been added, surely.
I expect so, yes. I mean, aren't all doors added?
Yes.
Oh, look, goes all the way around.
Yes. Well,
Anyway, if you want to give your bag thing to Terence...
Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, oh, dear, all right. So,
Hello, sir.
Yes, oh, hello.
Can I take your,
Oh,
Ow!
sorry. God. Right. Oh, I hope he's all right. Oh,
Oh, hello.
yes, hello.
If you'd just like to...
Right. Oh, dear, it's right.
Hello, sir.
Yes, was it your,
Yeah, it was my answer.
Yeah, oh, dear, I'm sorry, oh, dear, I don't really see how... Oh, hello.
Hi, are you...
Yeah, yes, I just seem to be...
I'll follow you in.
Right, this is okay, I just need to, look, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean... Oh, where is he? He's... Oh, dear, I hope he hasn't... This is... Oh, right. Phew. Well... sorry about that, I seem to... Oh, hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. How did you...
Where's,
How's your...
What I'm here.
What happened? Pardon?
I'm in here. Come back through. Don't worry, I'll catch you.
Sorry, what's he saying?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I can't hear very well with this hand. Come back through, and I'll catch you.
Right, okay. Well, I'll see you in a... Right, yes. Okay, then, right, quite slowly. Okay, controlled.
there we go. You okay?
Yes. Thanks, just a bit... my eyes have gone a bit giddy.
Well, let's get you a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Terence, can you just... Where is Terence?
Oh, he's out there.
Is he? No, he's not.
Oh, well, oh, dear, perhaps he's fainted with the...
Excuse me, sir. Can you let me through?
Oh, dear, yes, sorry, he must have...
Pardon?
Can you let me through?
Pardon? What's he saying?
Well, presumably he's saying he's stuck.
I'm stuck.
Oh, that's very clever. How did you manage to work that out?
I'll just let him in. Ooh, dear. Oh, dear, I'll have to... I can't seem to... Oh, dear, I can't seem to get back through.
Pardon?
I can't seem to... I can't... It won't... I can't get back through.
Oh, you'll have to go all the way round again.
Pardon?
You'll have to go all the way round again.
I think I'll have to go all the way round again.
Pardon?
In order to get a realistic sense of what Tom's working life in the hotel was like, I'd arrived in the early afternoon, starting at about 2 o'clock and continuing to arrive until somewhere around 2:30. And I was to stay there as a guest overnight, so that I could follow him through one complete day, stretching over a period of 24 of one day.
And this is Nikki, our head receptionist and general all-round good egg.
Hello. I hope you're enjoying your stay with us.
I've only just arrived, actually.
I know that. I'm a trained receptionist.
Oh, right. She's red hot, isn't she?
Yeah.
Sir, what would you like to do with your... I mean, for instance, I could take it up to your room, sir. That'll be no trouble at all, right hand or no right
Well,
hand.
if you just put it down there, that'll be fine, thanks.
We put you in room 43, which I hope will be all right.
Yes, 43, yes. Sounds lovely.
Here are your keys.
Thank you. Right.
I mean, you know, if you just wanted to go up to the room and get your bearings.
Yes.
Or perhaps change some of your clothes.
Yeah. Change my clothes.
Or whatever.
I mean, I've only just arrived.
You can't keep saying that there, can you?
Well, no.
I mean, it'll start to sound hollow after a while.
Very good.
It's on the top floor. If you want to go on up, Terence will show you where it is.
Certainly, sir. I'll follow you, shall I, with this?
But wouldn't it be easier if I followed you, if you know where it is?
Well, just as you like, sir.
It is actually quite difficult not to find the top floor.
That is so good.
You don't mind,
Oh,
sir.
just a minute. How does that work, then?
You don't
Sorry.
mind if I pick your things up with my left hand?
No, it's a hold all, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. I can see it now.
Thank you.
Because the top floor's the furthest away, so...
I'll explain it later.
Oh, lovely.
Room 43 turned out to be a light and airy room with a very pleasant aspect in that it had complimentary tea-making facilities, although I couldn't help discovering that the sachets of milk were, in fact, moisturising but rather bitter-tasting bath and shower gel.
So now I'd like to show you the large restaurant.
Right, so how many restaurants do you have?
One.
Right, it's interesting that you call it the large one.
Well, it's a hell of a size. You wait.
Oh, I see.
It was my idea to call it that. I like things to be clear, you see.
certainly.
I had to do a communications module as part of my course at Lowestoft, which was frankly bloody complicated. But one of the key rules, if you're going to use language, is you've got to say exactly what you mean you say, not what other people thought you meant.
Right, yes, so that's very, sorry, I don't understand. What do you mean exactly? When I got back down to reception, Tom had worked out that this would be the best time for my initial tour of the hotel, since I hadn't had one yet. If you were to draw up a list of the 10 most important features for a hotel to have, what do you think would be at the top of it?
Oh, right. Number one, I think.
Right.
Yes, definitely. One.
Yeah.
I love a quiz.
I noticed the hotel is,
Oh, look out,
yeah,
Mr. Mallard.
yes.
It's our linen porter.
Is it? Yes.
Can you open the door, please?
There isn't a door there.
Which floor am I on?
Ground floor.
Oh, bugger. Look out! Look out!
He seems a bit
Look out!
a bit old to be carrying all that weight.
Yes, possibly.
How old is he?
I don't actually know. I've never seen his face.
Right. So, anyway, as I was going to say, I noticed that this is a 3-star hotel.
Yes, that's right.
How is a star rating arrived at?
Well, frankly, it's horribly complex.
Oh, dear.
For a start, it depends on how many stars you've got, and that's just for a kick-off.
Yes, that does seem a bit...
And then we could never be 4-star, because for that you have to have at least 2 restaurants. Also, you have to have a lift, which in our case is ridiculous.
So stairs are irrelevant?
No, they're vital.
Yes, I
Yeah, that's
see.
why it's so ridiculous.
So, yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. So you're deputy manager. You haven't mentioned anything so far about the actual manager.
Oh, Mr. Naismith.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he's been in hospital for the last month.
Oh, dear. What's wrong?
Well, I miss him.
Really? And what's wrong with him?
Oh, it's a bit technical, really, but he's got something wrong with his head.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hell of a shame, because he's a really nice guy. He's an old friend of my father's, actually.
Oh, I see. Yes, I see now. Yes, I see.
Oh, right, yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that's...
No, that wasn't a very nice thing of me to say.
Oh, that's okay, really.
I don't want to put any pressure on you or anything, but it's very, very important for me that this goes smoothly.
Of course, madam.
No, but I mean, it's very important.
These screens are designed to be put up with one hand.
Yes, you can fool me. How does this projector work?
The problem is, I have a suspicion it was the right hand.
In a business like the Georgian, as Tom made clear to me, the proportion of business that comes from private business is only a proportion of the business that comes from business, and the hotel has 2 flexibly equipped rooms to cater for this business. A main function room and, impressively, another main function room.
Does the round thing go round backwards or forwards?
There we are, madam. Simple. Oh, ow!
Oh, good, that's great.
No, I'm all right, honestly.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was it your bad hand?
Well, it's a bit difficult to say now.
6 months ago, after a 27-year wait, Emma Forrester became a 28-year-old architect. A London-based consortium has won planning permission to build a major new leisure complex and is receiving tenders from firms of competing architects, many of which have degenerated into arguments or sulky silences, as well as tenders from firms of more well-adjusted architects like Emma's. This afternoon is Emma's first big solo presentation for her firm.
Ah, I hope everything's all right, Miss Forrester.
Actually, it's Muz.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound very good at all. Can I do anything to help?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, no, I meant her, actually.
The consortium panel has taken a break between presentations for tea with milk, leaving Emma just 15 minutes to set up and make sure that she has everything she needs in the main function room, with Terence on hand on the scene to give her a help of anything that she needed.
I know these slides are in exactly the right sequence because I spent most of yesterday doing it. It's just I'm not sure which way to load them into this this round thing. What's it called?
It's a projector.
That was a joke, right?
No, really, it's just what it's like, isn't it, at the moment?
It's not funny.
No, of course not. No, I didn't.
I think I'm almost there with this screen.
So how do you get the light to come on?
Oh, that'll be an on-off switch.
That is brilliant.
No, not really, no. Part of my course at Lowestoft was actually...
Yes, but the point is, where is it?
Oh, it's in Suffolk.
Oh, dear.
As the seconds turned into minutes and the minutes turned into more minutes, Emma was becoming more and more late. Once we'd got the projector turned on, and Tom had helped Terence put the screen back up again by explaining how easy it was, the only question left was that of the order in which the slides should be loaded into the concentrifuger.
I mean, I don't understand this. I pressed the forwards button and it's gone back one.
No, I think it's gone forwards.
Oh, bloody impressive diagram, though.
What do you mean it went forwards? We just had that one.
Look, underground cinema, that's an excellent idea.
What I mean is, I think it's gone forwards, but you might have put the slides in backwards.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Right, okay, sorry.
Oh, my God, I think you're right.
Yeah, but I had no right to say it.
Most excellent. Underground golf course with a lake.
You mean I've got to take them all out and put them back in again in under 5 minutes?
Or you could just try pressing the backwards button all the time, and then they'd go forwards.
But when... What did you say?
I think it's a lake.
Oh, my God, they're upside down.
Quite really, what do you say? Is it Japanese?
Oh, dear.
Oh, excellent. A full house. They're back to front as well.
Well, in that case, then just ignore what I said and press forwards all the time. Oh, no, just a minute, backwards. Oh, no, but they're back to front and backwards, aren't they? So in fact, they're the right way round. So everything's... Well, all you need to... just ignore what I said.
Oh, now we're back to white space, so that's the beginning.
Yeah, or the end. Sorry.
Look, but the lake's still there.
What?
Does the whole incirculator come off? Because that would make it quicker to turn the slides round or over.
I mean, look, it's still there.
Must be some sort of thing on the lens.
Ah, I see, yes. Work backward from the screen. Yes, clever.
Oh, God.
Oh, well, look, that's no problem. Excuse me. Let me just see if I can,
Oh, God.
Look, no worries at all. We have a parallel set of equipment in our main function room, which is why we call this one the main one as well.
Oh, look, the revolvulator does come off.
Oh, right. Does that mean we can turn them all over?
Yes. I think most of them are turned over now.
It doesn't matter. It's only my future.
I know. Terence,
Yes?
where are you?
I'm behind the screen.
Could you just go to the main function room and get...
Hello?
Emma was still putting the finishing touches to her presentation when members of the consortium panel began to drift back in ones and twos, and Terence, Tom and I were drifting off in a three. Tom was keen to introduce me to one of the key members of the hotel personnel.
Patrice, bonjour. I hope we're not disturbing you. Good. This is Roy Mallard from the BBC.
Hello.
Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire ça? C'est une blague, hein?
No radio.
I thought you might like to show him around the kitchens.
Pourquoi alors? Il est aveugle ou c'est un con?
Excellent. It might be nice if he could help you prepare a small dish.
Oh, no. I'm quite happy just to watch, thank you. Impossible. Je regarde seulement. I'm très fatigué.
Patrice Lenoir is head chef at the Georgian. He's a fascinating character, and despite Tom's attempts to stop him, he gave me a long and passionate account of his life story. He's about 45 and used to live in France.
Il est complètement incapable. En plus, il m'agace. Il est ici seulement à cause de, comment vous dites, the old school tie.
Ah, yeah, and then over there, he's saying, is what's called the larder section of the kitchen, where the starters are prepared.
Right, oh, I see.
C'est un crétin. Il ne sait rien des hôtels, ni de la cuisine, ni du commerce, ni de la vie elle-même.
Really?
And this is the sauce section, where the meat is cooked.
Right, yes, it's très intéressant, really.
As I was shown round the kitchen, it became clear that there was a special relationship between the two men. Since Tom couldn't speak any French and Patrice couldn't listen to any English, they had to rely almost completely on an intuitive grasp of each other's feelings, born out of mutual respect, felt particularly by Tom.
You should see his menus. I mean, they are seriously French.
Really?
Tout ce qu'il fait de la journée, c'est de dire des conneries.
Right.
Between you and me, I quite like to get Nikki to read them to me, you know.
Do you? Well, that's very,
Well, she can speak French. What did he think of Nikki?
Well, she seemed,
Oh, it's okay. No, don't worry about him. He hasn't got a clue what we're talking about.
she seemed very sort of, very sharp.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, well, she's tremendously bright. She could have been a travel agent.
Sort of assertive.
My father says I'm a jammy bastard.
Really?
By now it was 5 o'clock, and as part of his shift duties, Tom had to go and make one of his hourly checks on the condition of the toilets in the public areas of the hotel, though it seemed to me an odd place to have toilets. I had the choice of going with Tom to watch or staying in the kitchens and help Patrice make banoffee cheesecake with pecan sauce, but by the time I'd made up my mind, Tom had already gone.
Oh, I see. So this is flambe, is it?
Come on.
I've never seen bananas do that before.
My God! What are you doing?
Have we got plenty of eggs?
It is a very simple dish. A small child could make it.
No, wouldn't it be a bit dangerous for a small... Just a minute.
What?
You're speaking English.
Of course.
I mean, Tom said...
Look, I will not honor him by speaking his language. I hate him.
Oh, right, I see.
Nikki, she only go with him because she thinks he will be one day manager.
Shall I crush some more biscuits?
You singe your hat.
Okay. How does that work exactly?
And maybe your eyebrows, I think.
Oh, how annoying.
My second run at the banoffee cheesecake under Patrice's cool eye, something I genuinely envied him for, was much more straightforward, despite a really quite minor slip with some antiseptic ointment from the first aid kit, which he didn't see and I thought hardly worth bothering him with, since it was quite a neutral sort of cheesecakey colour anyway. By the time I got back to my room, I was looking forward to a shower, and although there are probably more refreshing shower accessories than full-cream UHT milk, I emerged in time for dinner a new
There's no
man.
answer from the room, sir. Would you like me to see if she's gone into dinner? OK, then. Bye. Can I help you, Mr. Mallard?
Hello. Have you seen Tom anywhere?
I saw him about an hour ago. We were checking the menu.
Oh, were you?
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. It's just that I was wondering if I was going to have dinner with him.
No.
Right, well, let's clear that up then.
He's helping set up the...
What?
You've got some sort of smudge on your forehead.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Tom's helping set up the function rooms for tonight.
Oh, well, I'll just go in on my own then.
There's probably still time for a shower and a change of clothes if you want.
No, I think I'll go straight in.
I found myself sitting on the same table as Richard and Vanessa, a couple in their 30s who'd made an effort to dress up, and as far as I could see had succeeded. They were staying at the Georgian for the first time, and as Richard explained to me when I joined them, were enjoying each other's company.
Do you stay in hotels often?
No, not really. Well, not all that often.
Right. So.
Do we, Richard?
Not all that often, no.
No. So is that because
No.
you? Is that because
Oh dear, poor waiter. That's the second time.
Third.
Apparently he's only standing in for someone who's ill.
Really?
Imagine trying to do silver service waiting with both hands bandaged.
Yes, that must be a bit.
Anyway, but no, this is actually quite a special occasion for us, isn't it, Richard?
It had the makings of it, yes.
Really?
For the last 2 years, Richard and Vanessa have worked for the same firm of educational publishers in Reading, Richard mainly in the area of science and technology, and Vanessa mainly in the area of Richard. And a few weeks ago, much to her surprise and delight, Vanessa asked Richard if he would be interested in a few quiet days away together.
In some ways, it's a bit like being a teenager all over again, isn't it, Richard?
Yes.
The thing is, you can never... Have you got some soot on your...
No, I haven't. It's fine.
But you can never predict when you're going to meet, you know, the right person. And in fact, I mean, it's much better than being a teenager, because I think when you're our age, you know. You really do know. I hope it's not too presumptuous of me to say that.
No, of course not. I think it's lovely.
I meant Richard.
Oh, right, yes.
I hope it's not too presumptuous of me to talk like this, Richard.
No.
You decided on your sweets yet?
Yes, I think I'll have the banoffee cheesecake with pecan sauce.
No.
Oh, yes, me too, please.
No, don't.
Pardon?
And for you, sir?
I think I'll have something else. Yes. I will. I'll try the creme brulee instead.
I'm afraid the creme brulee's off now, sir.
Nothing then.
We've still got
No,
some...
nothing.
2 banoffee cheesecakes.
Oh, look, there's that girl we met at lunchtime, the architect. I wonder how her presentation went.
Yes, so do I.
Will you excuse me a minute?
Yes, of course, yes.
It won't be long, Richard.
No. Right.
So, are you pleased with the choice of hotel you've made for yourself and Vanessa?
Yes.
Good. Well, that's nice and sort of pleasing. Oh dear, that was a shame. He nearly made that.
Look, I'm sorry if I sound a bit offhand.
No, I don't mind. I mean, I hadn't noticed. I mean, if I had noticed, I wouldn't have minded.
It's a bit. I'm quite. I don't quite know.
Right.
But I feel as if I want the ground to open up and swallow me.
Oh dear, that's a bit.
She's such a loving woman.
Yes, she is. Isn't
You
she?
know that thing when you look at a woman and you've just got love and trust and hope coming back at you in her eyes.
Oh yeah, that's excellent, isn't it?
The thing is, I get exactly the same feeling when I look at my wife.
Does your wife wear glasses as well, or is she? Does she?
I keep saying to myself, I'll tell her. I'll tell her.
Right. Yes, once for each of them.
It's making me ill.
You're still eating okay, though. I mean, that's
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Well, that one sounds a bit sad, really.
Oh, no, not at all. No, we weren't. It wasn't. I mean, you mustn't think that.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm wonderfully well. Yes, it all is. Well, we all are.
Poor girl, she's ever so miserable. I think it was very important to her. Some people are so unhappy. Life's very unfair.
Yes.
I mean, I hope this doesn't sound odd, but
No, that was never going to be on, was it, really?
it's just that, well, you know, here I am at a point where I don't think I could be happier if I tried.
Ooh,
It almost makes me feel guilty when I see someone like that.
Vanessa.
Yes, I know. I was going to ask you if you'd tried making tea in your
Sorry,
room.
Richard, I didn't mean to embarrass you.
No, it's not that.
Or, in
It's-
fact, having a shower. Because...
No, I can tell you're really uncomfortable.
No, I think it's probably just something to do with my eyebrows.
No, Richard, I mean.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not embarrassed. It's
Me and my eyebrows. That waitress is taking her time, isn't she?
Oh, God.
What? Whatever's the matter?
Oh, here she comes. Here comes the waitress.
2 banoffee cheesecakes with pecan sauce.
Oh, thank you.
Hope you enjoy it.
Yes, I hope you do too.
Richard.
I think I might just take a, stretch my arm.
Richard, talk to me. What are you...
Yes. With dinner quite suddenly over, it was time for me to leave Richard and Vanessa to their relief. Tom's main task in the evening was to ensure the smooth running of 2 very different events. One was a retirement party for an ex-teacher, and the other was a funeral wake for an ex-person. I tried to talk to Tom, but for a reason that he wasn't able to understand, there'd been some confusion over the venues, and he was busy talking to a colleague of the ex-teacher's who'd arrived at the wrong room and had been punched in the face for wearing a revolving bow tie.
The thing is, it doesn't matter.
No, that's...
It doesn't matter.
That's a very
It's
positive...
only a 2 and... Oh, good eyebrows.
Thank you. It's nothing. Thank you.
It was only a £2.75 million contract.
Oh, well, that's hard. How much? The quiet hotel bar, with its high ceilings and old and much-used bartender, was neutral ground where people could sit around on their own, in groups, or... Well, no, that's it. To reflect on the events of their very different days, if that's the sort of day they'd had.
I mean, it's only a bloody job.
Yes, that's a very positive
So you mustn't feel bad about screwing up my professional life through your inadequacy.
Thank you.
I'm young. I can always sell my body.
Well, I'm sure, there'd be a huge demand. With Tom still busy in the function rooms, spreading oil on the troubled waters of the choppy seas left in the wake of the wake, I decided to get an early night in preparation for tomorrow morning. In the corridor outside my room, I came across Patrice and Nicky, who were fully dressed and were just coming out of the room next door.
God, him.
Oh, what does he matter?
Good night. I'm just going into my room. I'll be off then. Good night. Just ignore me and carry on. Of course, I don't mean carry on, of course, although that won't mean anything to you. Do you have the carry-on films in France? I don't know what they'd be called. Continue, just continue, I suppose.
Oh, come on, let's go.
That's better. Well, good night. It was nice to see you both. And when I say you both, of course, I don't mean...
there you are.
Oh, Christ, no! Quick, in there!
No, that's my room. Oh, dear.
I'm sorry about missing you.
Oh, that's okay.
Hello, Patrice.
Oui.
All went a bit pear-shaped down there for a while. Still, problems are just solutions without challenges waiting to happen.
Yes.
That's what I'm paid for.
Right.
Now, Patrice, have you seen Nicky anywhere?
No.
Nicky?
No, he hasn't.
Do you know where she is?
No, he doesn't.
On a fait l'amour avec une passion féroce pendant une bonne heure.
He's saying he doesn't know.
Oh, can you speak French?
You know, enough to get by.
Oh, wonderful. Why didn't you say? Could you ask him if he knows where she went after she came off shift?
No, I couldn't.
Comment?
Well, is that complicated in French?
Well, it's a very sort of unusual construction in terms of tense.
Oh, I see. Well, no worries.
Subjunctives.
She's probably pining somewhere.
C'est une femme indépendante avec des besoins intellectuels ainsi que sexuels.
What did he say?
He says he's very tired.
Oh, God, you've got fantastic French.
Oh,
haven't
it's
you?
just...
Oh, molto bene.
Thank you.
Alors, merde, je m'en vais.
Right. He's going.
Yes, I can see. Yeah.
He's gone.
And you're just off for an early night too?
Yes, that's right. Yes, I've got lots to see tomorrow, so...
Oh, right. Oh, well, I won't keep you.
Right.
No, I won't keep you.
No. Good.
Right, well, I'm off to find Nikki. Women, eh?
Yeah.
Right, well, off you go then.
Right.
Bye.
Right, okay then. I'll, all right, then I'll just go into my room now.
Okay,
Yeah.
message received.
I'll just open the...
Has he gone then?
Bloody hell.
Oh, hello.
Bloody hell.
It's up to you what you tell him, okay?
But...
Bloody hell.
I'm on early shift tomorrow.
Okay, right. Look, this isn't... No, you mustn't... It's a bit like a continue film.
It's unnatural.
What do you mean?
After a busy day, I was looking forward to getting my head down and keeping it there. Tom said he didn't mind staying out in the corridor and talking, so he did. But when I opened the door in the morning, he'd gone. There was no danger of me sleeping in, thanks to an early morning alarm call from Nikki, the alarm aspect of which worked particularly well.
Good morning.
Morning.
Mind if I join you
Don't you come anywhere near me.
Okay, fine.
You knew, didn't you?
Well,
I just thought that you were behaving like a buffoon because you couldn't help it.
I expected some tables.
You let me do it, and you knew.
Yeah.
You let me pour my heart out like a young girl, and you didn't say a damn thing.
How do you mean young?
I'd just go.
Okay, yes, good idea.
It's been a long night.
Has it?
And on top of everything else, we've both been quite sick.
Yeah.
If there's one thing more mouth-watering than the sight and smell of a good hotel breakfast, it's probably the taste of some of the food itself. Probably.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, God.
I was wondering if you'd mind if
Are you very brave or quite outstandingly stupid?
Well, perhaps somewhere in between.
Piss off.
Okay, good point. Oh, Tom. Tom, good morning. Good morning. Relieved to see you, Tom.
Yeah, I'm busy.
Sorry?
I've got a lot of overseeing to do.
But I can't seem to find any spare places at any of the...
No, that's right. There aren't any.
But, so what,
Your bag thing.
Hold all.
It's in reception.
No, it's not, actually. It's in my room.
It's in reception.
But,
It's 8 o'clock. I've got important toilets to check. Excuse me.
Right. I'll just sort of... Right.
It's not necessary to spend long in a hotel, not even 24 hours, to realise that the world of hotel life is a microcosm of the world of life outside in the world of the world, except for the fact that it's not at sea. A hotel like, and it's not a ship, a hotel like the Georgian is very like a ship at sea. The hotel guests are the passengers, and the staff are the crew who crew together below the surface to create a safe haven, an island of a floating island, but stabilised, of ship-shaped calmness in the middle of a stormy sea of shifting current tidings.
Hello, Georgian Hotel. How can I help you?
I mean, how would it be if I...
Unable to speak to
You know, just an idea, of course, but I could just send you
He's just unable to speak to people.
a list of some of the questions that I would have...
You must have thought I was pretty dim.
You know, with a stamped addressed envelope. Obviously, you sort of filled them in your own time, you know, and then sent
I
them...
take your bag thing over to the taxi, sir.
Have you? Well, thank you. That's very handy. Sorry.
It's a largely hidden world of mystery and hushed activity, of ritual and of hierarchy and meticulously observed routine, massive areas of which people like us are rarely allowed to see, even if they think they're going to. At the helm of all this, steering a fixed and completely inflexible course, is the captain, whose job it is.
Part of good delegation is the art of listening.
Yes.
And quite frankly, I should have listened to what people were saying about you when you arrived.
Right. Well, thanks very much.
Nikki and I have talked man to man, and you may like to know she says it wasn't worth it.
Well,
I'm not going to say goodbye. Goodbye.
Right, well, I'll just... whoa. Oh, dear, it's all a bit... I don't quite... right, view it. Oh, dear. Oh, missed it. It was a bit... oh, dear. Hello.
Royal
Roy Mallard would like to give a special thank you to Chris Langham and also to Hugh Bonneville, Tracy Bennett, Melanie Hudson, Peter Gunn, Alice Arnold, Jonathan Kidd, and to the production team of John Whitehall and Dawn Ellis. People Like Us is written by John Morton and produced by Paul Schlesinger.